Hello, my astrology friends. We continue with the 2024 astrology marathon, where 14 of the best astrologers are going to share with us the insights for the year ahead. And my esteemed guest, favorite astrologer, Sama, the financial astrologer. Hello, Sama.
Hello, Lada. Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. Hope you all are well. We're going to go through a fun topic this time. I'm excited, talking about the mundane things going on, particularly during this decade. It can be a little heavy. So we'll lighten things up this time. I'll continue to talk about what's going on financially, obviously, and other topics, but we're going to get personal today. And typically I do this for my mailing list, but we're going to zoom out. We're going to go for the whole 2024. We're going to cover career and finances for the ascendant in 2024 with a focus, of course, on Jupiter, right? So personal to you, and we'll get fully focused on this. I will go ahead and share my screen. Lada will enable that here in a second. We have a presentation to share with you, and it'll be good because hopefully one of you kind souls can timestamp where each sign is for all the good people out there in the world. All right, so let's go ahead.
Readings. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. All right, so let's get this in full screen mode. There we go. All right, so of course you guys can find me, AstroladaOfficial, my website, social media, and this is my newsletter. All right, so let's dive straight into it. And we'll go ahead and get fully focused now. And if you guys like money and you like investing, do watch till the end because I have an offer for you that will help you make more money in 2024. A discounted offer Lada and I are doing, only available for a few weeks. So because this is career focused as well as financial, first listen to your ascendant sign. That's going to cover finances in your life path. But if you want to get a particular glimpse at what's going on with career, then you take a look at your sun sign as well. If you want to know how you'll feel about things subjectively, you can look at the moon, but I would suggest you start with the ascendant first and the sun second when it comes to finances and career, right? So with a focus on Jupiter, that's the planet of expansion, and Jupiter has two very interesting aspects in 2024. Right. The first one is Jupiter conjunct Uranus, right? And so I'm not going to talk mundane stuff too much. My gut does tell me that the civil unrest I've been discussing and the movement of central bank digital currencies, like in Europe, for example, will probably be a larger focal point around that conjunction in April. And all those things will probably be in the media and the news around April or May, right? So, but on a personal level, right, Uranus, what is Uranus? It's the one planet of all of them out there that are tilted on its axis. It's spinning, it's going in an opposite weird direction as far as all the planets we've discovered so far, right? And that's part of its character. It symbolizes innovation, change, unpredictability. And this is meeting the planet of expansion, which we're covering for each sign, right? And the planet of expansion, expanding innovation, change, and unpredictability is what the union of those two planets tell us at a high level. Right? This is happening in the sign of Taurus. Taurus rules material things, the five senses, right? And the things that we use to take care of the physical body, which includes currencies, why it's been such a huge topic over the past 2 years, right? With the eclipses and plus with Uranus and Taurus being a longer transit. So economy, innovation, earth, agriculture, the five senses, food, the things that we use to nourish ourselves are blending with innovation, change, and unpredictability, right? So we can look at it two ways: economic innovation, food innovation, or economic disruption and earth and food disruption and instability, right? So an unpredictable breakthrough is coming. What is that for you at an individual level, right? This can bring in a lack of stability, conflicts with tradition, right? Uranus often challenges traditional beliefs and systems, right? So the traditional way of exchanging money, right, might change. What things might be changing for you? We'll cover that in 12 signs, right? Sometimes Uranus can strain relationships. Sometimes it can bring overconfidence with this conjunction because Jupiter is very expansive and Uranus cares about freedom, right? So these are both two freedom-oriented energies combining. Some of you guys are finally going to break loose and break free of things that are Taurus-oriented in your nature, which is the most stable and steady of energies, which in other words is considered to be stubbornness for some people. It just depends on how you look at the words and how that energy or situation is impacting you, right? So with that being said, you can use this once in a lifetime event to break free and do something new that's actually blessed by Jupiter. And then we have a fixed star, which some of you guys might not be as familiar with, known as Virgo. And that is at 16 degrees and 50 minutes of Gemini. It's said to have an orb of about 2 degrees. And this is a star system. It's a constellation. It's known to be the foot of the Great One because it's actually located in the left foot of the hunter in the constellation of Orion. Okay. And this gives honor, riches, happiness, glory, inventive ability. According to former astrologers Ptolemy and Lilly, it's of the nature of Jupiter and Saturn. And sometimes it might be unfortunate with love affairs, but very fortunate with things like fame and riches and things like that. So Jupiter is going to be visiting this constellation, and I'm going to cover what it does in each of the 12 signs as well. Now, Orion is considered to be a warlike constellation, and these are warlike times. Things should be a little bit calmer in December. It is the holidays, for crying out loud, right? So there should be a little bit of a calm down with those things as far as 2023 is concerned. But going into next year, we might see the two sides of Virgo being activated by the planet of expansion. Jupiter with this star system usually brings great legal treatment. So if any of you guys have court cases or things like that going on, you might want to listen to this related to when Jupiter is conjunct Virgo in your sign, just towards the end of 2024. It's great for marriage, and it's great for foreign affairs and journeys and travel as well. Some of you have been concerned about what's going to happen with travel. So this is kind of a good sign that 2024 will still provide some opportunities. Whether or not the rest of the decade will provide that is another topic in itself, but that's just a little primer on Jupiter and Virgo and the sign of Gemini, which I'll cover. So let's start with Aries. Jupiter is in your second house until May 25th. So this is traditionally good for financial growth. The second house is finances itself. It's all the things that nourish us. It's related to our upbringing, food, all the things that support the first house, you, the physical body, the self. Okay. So Jupiter's nature hopefully has been bringing you guys opportunities for wealth since it's been here as of last year in late 2022. So continue to take advantage of this. If you guys have noticed opportunities or your income increasing, this won't last forever. Okay, this is going to go until May 25th. Use it. Some of you guys might be getting job offers, raises. Look for opportunities to expand your income. And if none of that has come, that's fine. This is still the right time to be planning, right? To be making those investments, to be having those conversations. Some of you might be benefiting from real estate deals because this is Taurus, right? Or inheriting assets, or really receiving a large physical gift. This should actually be manifesting for you, Aries, right? I know some of you personally have actually gotten like your first home or certain raises or things like that. So Jupiter conjunct Uranus in April. This rare conjunction will bring unexpected financial opportunities. So if you're one of the Aries listening that feels like nothing has quite happened yet, this is going to begin an unconventional or innovative way for you to earn money, right? So as we get closer to April, write your ideas down because some of them might change the world forever. And I'm not saying that to be cute. I really mean that. This is a once in a lifetime conjunction that you guys will be experiencing. So be open to new opportunities for making money, but be careful, right? Money out of the blue can come, right? So this could be things that you guys can't quite plan for and happen out of surprise. So be flexible, be adaptable. You might think you're very steady and stable in what you're doing for income, and something might switch that around, okay? Then we get into the end of May, and Jupiter will then leave the second house, and the things that you've learned about self-worth, the way you've changed your diet, maybe you've been eating a bit much with Jupiter in the second, that can happen too. Jupiter will then move into Gemini, and then your focus will shift from finances to matters related to communication, short travel locally, and your education. The skills and the things that you want to learn, Jupiter will expand your ability to get the right teachers, the right courses. Those of you that want to learn astrology, this will probably be the time next year when there's sales at AstroladaOfficial. You might want to consider those, and if you're interested in astrology, that will be the right time for you to be learning those skills, or any skills you want, really. Because Gemini is related to writing and the intellect. So it's your communication skills in particular that you want to be boosting, right? So workshops, seminars, networking events, these can actually expand the economic opportunities that were in the second house. So writing, public speaking, courses again, and gaining business contacts locally as well can benefit you, all right? So Pluto's then moving into the 11th house of profits and gains and social networks. This is the natural house of Aquarius, okay? And Pluto's entry here is going to talk about big changes in your long-term goals and how that impacts your finances, okay? So how you engage with groups might change, okay? So we're talking about long-term implications here, how your broader network can influence your financial stability, right? So what is your role in professional organizations if you work in those, right? That might change your prospects. You might not want to be in such a large organization, or you might be a change agent in there, cleaning things up, exposing corruption, making it pure, right? This is an energy that could really change up your social network, okay? So if you notice, we all kind of experienced this a couple of years ago. Aries, you might be getting a different flavor of this, in which from the end of January on into 2024, who you hang out with and who you consider to be friends might change dramatically. Okay, so that's what Pluto in the 11th can do. Now, you guys have already experienced some of the eclipses in Libra and Aries. That energy continues to be very active and very live. So the first house, eclipses here are always going to relate to personal transformation. And in this instance, this can have indirect financial implications, right? It's more about how does your self-image or personal goals affect your financial decisions, right? It's the time where, Aries can be known for being selfish, right? But this is a time with the North Node in particular where it's extra turned on, right? So these considerations about what your needs are versus the needs of others, consider how that's affecting how you want to make money in your life, right? That's what the eclipses are helping you do indirectly with finances. So what that could look like, deciding to start your own business, reflecting a personal transformation, right? Or a personal event with these eclipses, right, can lead to you reevaluating how you want to make money. Then the eclipses in the 7th house with the South Node there in Libra, they're going to affect partnerships and relationships. This can impact joint finances, right? Or business deals, right? So deals that were going one way might be going another, right? Marriage or divorce can lead to a reorganization of assets. If you were single, it's not no longer about what you want to spend on you, right? Or if you were married, then it's about, well, how do I and you're going through a divorce, it's about, well, how do I take care of myself now, right? So the effects are going to be indirect related to the eclipses and your finances. And there's still some 12th house eclipses going on here, or just the Pisces lunar eclipse. And with that, these are hidden matters because the 12th house is a little harder to grasp and see, okay? And these hidden matters might actually come to light because eclipses can actually bring karmic fated events, things that were bubbling underneath the surface, they can bring them to the surface. So hidden matters might come to light, and any unseen financial drains you might actually start to become aware of because it's a hidden house, right? So talking about finances, you might uncover hidden debts, people stealing money from you, or realizing the need to plan for emergencies, right? And then you guys, I forgot to mention this with Pluto. If you have degrees around in Aries, 28 to 30 degrees, there's going to be a Pluto retrograde from about 15th of September and a Pluto square. So you guys in particular might have challenges with what other people's wants or needs that could indirectly transform how you bring your income in as well. All right. So we have the Mars retrograde in Leo. That's going to be at the end of the year. That's going to be in your 5th house. And the 5th house talks about speculation, creativity, and investments. So you might want to be careful with anything related to creativity. If you are like in the gaming industry or like dating or romance, or if you have those types of investments, like some people, like there's like that big match group that has like, this is just an example, like Tinder and Bumble and all those different apps. Like if that's one of the companies in your portfolio, that might be having some issues there at that time. You might be experiencing delays personally or setbacks in a creative project. You might be reconsidering investments related to leisure, entertainment, and you might even deal with some unexpected expenses related to those hobbies, to your lover, your boyfriend, girlfriend, children, hobbies. Some of those things might need some reconsidering. So you might want to not spend so much around Christmas time, or plan a little bit in advance with Mars retrograde in your 1st house when it comes to spending for the little ones or your loved ones, just so you know. And that is Aries. So let's keep moving here. Taurus. Jupiter's in your 1st house, expanding you, right? And so what will that bring you? You've already been experiencing this since last year. This is going to inspire you guys to boost your savings or invest in personal development that can have long-term financial benefits. So you guys might find opportunities to increase your primary source of income. This could be through a raise or a new job offer, okay? Now, you will have a general sense of financial well-being. This is what it should be for most of you, generally speaking. And that confidence is what you should be using or feeling that brings an indirect boost to your financial decisions. Okay. Sometimes we're human, right? Sometimes we feel more confident some days than others. With Jupiter in your 1st, right? Allow a general sense of confidence, help you make decisions with your money that will benefit you. With that being said, Jupiter is going to join Uranus, like we talked about, in your 1st house. That's you in April 20th. So you as a person might be going through this freedom, this expansion, this breaking free in ways that are really unrecognizable to people, because you are Taurus. You are that energy of being the most grounded and stable and not changing as much. Okay. So how this manifests financially is opportunities for rapid financial growth that come to you personally, or that you think of, or that you initiate, that are responsive to self, your life path. And this could be surprise bonuses, inheritances, investment opportunities, and really you coming up with an idea that's technological or unconventional that you can earn money with, right? So as you get closer to April 20th, jot your ideas down as well, because they also could be very life-changing for you and how you make income. Then Jupiter will move into your 2nd house of Gemini. The 2nd house is about resources. Okay, so this is where the ideas that come through with that conjunction might even already start to manifest and bring you guys cash. So explore and benefit from multiple sources of income, possibly through partnerships, side hustles, communication-related fields. Gemini is an air sign. It's an intellectual sign. So are we writing? Are we marketing? Are we selling things? We need to be taking information that you have in your head and transmitting it to other people. Okay. That's what will bring in the cash when Jupiter is in Gemini. And you'll have Pluto entering your 10th house, legacy, what you leave behind in the world. That's in Aquarius. And the 10th house is associated with career. So long-term changes in your career. This is a 20-year transit. Pluto's going to be here for quite some time. These Long-term changes could really lead to new financial opportunities that really overhaul your income sources. So if it feels like what you've been doing stably, Taurus, is no longer suitable for you, or like it's crumbling down, allow the changes to bring a complete overhaul of success. These are changes that should be beneficial. Now, planets in the 10th house do square the ascendant, and you like your fixity, you like your stability. The good thing is this is a slow 20-year transit, and you're not going to feel Pluto directly all the way until it impacts your ascendant within about a degree or two. But still, when Pluto enters here in January, start thinking about strategic career decisions that can help you with the changes that Jupiter is bringing you and the ideas that Jupiter is bringing you. Think about your network in particular. That's what Aquarius is about. Growing your influence and your network, who you know is going to open the doors for those opportunities. You're going to have to be social and savvy, and you might be dealing with billionaires or weird people. Stay away from, the drug dealers and criminals if that's not what you're about, but you will be interfacing with some powerful people. Allow that to help grow your influence. Then you have the eclipses in Libra and Aries. You've already been feeling this. They will continue throughout 2024. And this is triggering you guys to reassess your financial habits. So reevaluation, am I spending too much? Am I spending too little? Do I have enough? Am I actually secure? Where am I not actually conscious of my budget, right? These are the things that the eclipses are going to trigger Taurus in particular to look at. And you guys will also, some of you will be experiencing shifts in your work environment or your job responsibilities, right? Whether it's working remotely or whatever changes might come up, it can affect your financial stability. So look out for that if the eclipses are impacting this axis in you or any planets directly. And because the 6th house is related to things that can be issues that we have to deal with, and the 12th house can be hidden matters, unexpected health expenses could pop up, influencing your financial planning or your debts or your pets or your employees as well. Then the one Pisces lunar eclipse in the 11th, this can actually bring you guys profit through community projects and collaborations, right? This is an eclipse that can help shift your financial resources towards future goals of yours. And this would actually be positive for those goals, right? This could actually bear fruit in the long run, okay? Lunar eclipses can be felt within the week. So you might notice benefits for your long-term goals the week of the eclipse, but eclipse effects go much longer than that, right? So giving it about 1.5 years for those things to manifest would be the way to look at that as you guys keep track of those things. And the 11th house is a house of social networks and friends too. So are you working with your friends to make money, right? Or do you and your friends have a good business idea? Is there something for humanity that you guys have come up with, or through the groups that you're in that could actually benefit you or give you new jobs or side hustle opportunities? We'll look out for those around the Pisces lunar eclipse. Mars retrograding in Leo in December could bring unplanned home repairs, renovations. These things can impact your money. Be careful with real estate investments, right? Or changes during this period. It might not be the best time for Taurus to get a huge mortgage next December. And family dynamics, you might be revisiting those financial agreements or support systems with the family. You guys might be rediscussing or renegotiating or figuring out how those things work for you. Then Jupiter and Wriggle in the 2nd house. This talks about earning through creative or intellectual means. So patents, royalties. Are you writing or creating something new that you have ownership of before you let it go? Some people create new things. They don't keep their stake or their ownership. They let it go. Then other people that are better at maintaining things, like you, Taurus, fixed signs, might take that idea and make money forever, while the creators, right, the more, let's say, fire or cardinal signs might get the thing going, but then their money's gone, right? So don't make that mistake, Taurus. If you start something new, look for royalties, look for equity, the ability to maintain a cut of the profits for the rest of your life. This could be something that you create at this time that allows you to benefit from that. This is Gemini here, so it's going to be intellectual, something you wrote, something that can be taught, tutored, or educational for other people, some content created like that perhaps, or leveraging your communication skills to negotiate or sell things and to get or ask for what you want. And that is Taurus in 2024. Gemini. Jupiter is in your 12th house. So this has been affecting hidden finances. Maybe you're spending more than you should be with the planet of expansion there and hidden expenses, right? Hopefully some of you guys are getting good sleep. I'm jealous because Jupiter can expand what goes on in the 12th house. That is known as bed pleasures, right? And faraway places, right? So sometimes those faraway places aren't fun to be in. Sometimes it can be a feeling of exile, right? This could be prisons even, right? Or rehab centers or things like that. And sometimes faraway places are vacations, good times, retreats. You know, Jupiter, the planet of blessing, should be making it good times, right? And with this in your 12th, the 12th also has to do with behind the scenes activities. It's related to also film and creativity. It has a Piscean flavor, which is associated with Jupiter. So this is a good planet to have in your 12th house. So the thing about the 12th is that it's hidden. So these things don't manifest as concretely in your face as in other signs. So some of you Geminis might feel like Jupiter in the 12th hasn't brought you as much blessing or noticeable blessings. These are going to be subtle financial changes. So are you involved with spiritual things like charity? This can bring you some unexpected blessing when Jupiter moves in your first. Behind the scenes activities. Are you working in retreat centers or taking care of people, you know, being that charitable person, right? Or do unexpected hidden sources of wealth or income, are those becoming more apparent? The sources of wealth that you typically wouldn't be able to see, is Jupiter shining a light on that, right? Look out for that as well. Okay. So benefiting from this actively, you can invest in spiritual or mental health, retreat-like experiences. These things will indirectly benefit your income. All right. Jupiter conjunct Uranus here can also bring some of that sudden, unforeseen financial help from unexpected places. Let's say you run a church or retreat center. It's been going okay, maybe not so well. And in April, all of a sudden your church or your little mushroom, your little mushroom retreat gets this huge donation from somebody, and now you're in business when Jupiter enters Gemini in the first house, right? So personal efforts can directly lead to financial gains when Jupiter enters the first, right? Hopefully this conjunction, what it could bring some of you to are breakthroughs in hidden debts or hidden financial anxieties you didn't even know were there. And you can have innovative new ways of saving or dealing with hidden financial issues that were not quite clear to you in the past. So look out for that around April. Then Jupiter enters Gemini. Personal efforts will help your financial gains because you are Gemini. So Jupiter is impacting you. It's about the actions that you take and you initiate. Okay. So promote yourself after May next year. Put your face out there, tell people what you're doing, let everyone know. Launch projects. This is the time to do it. So if you have tried to launch projects before and they felt a little stagnant, after May 25th, they will have that power of Jupiter to actually expand you and you talking about it to people. So this is about your personal brand. You can monetize that. Invest in self-development, right? Anything the physical body needs, whether it's, clothing is more of a second house thing, but whatever the physical body needs itself, these are times where Jupiter will allow you to spend on personal development, on you, on the self, and that will help your long-term financial growth. Pluto entering Aquarius in the 9th house has a Jupiterian flavor as well, because the 9th house is actually related to Jupiter. So here again, long-term investments, long-term planning. You thinking about that is what is going to help your income. This is what can open new career paths. Some of these might even be overseas or in places away from where you were born, right? And if you're clear on your goals and what your life path is with Pluto there, you might feel like that clarity is getting flipped completely upside its head because Pluto can destroy and transform things. This can look like a big shift in your philosophy regarding money and finances that can change how you earn and spend money, right? And that'll take 20 years to play out. Allow opportunities for growth through international connections, travel, and things that you study over that 20-year period to boost your income. And these should be things that you want to study, not that you feel that you have to, right? And these will be humanitarian things, technological things. If you haven't had much an interest in, well, you're a Gemini, so you will have interest in people, right? But as it relates to what's good for humanity and what's good for your own individuation, and maybe honoring your own individual unique perspectives in faraway foreign lands or places away from where you grew up, be the catalyst that changes how you earn and spend in a way that's beneficial to you. Now, the eclipses in Libra and Aries, this is the 5th and the 11th, which has to do with profits, earnings, and hobbies, and your natural intelligence and intellect. Your natural turn on is seen in the 5th, the things that you have extra energy for. So this is your creativity and your ability to speculate and to bet and to gamble and to go into the stock market. I look at the 5th house for that, as well as other houses. And we're going to see shifts in financial gains for you guys from your creative, your speculative adventures, right? So if you're not on my newsletter, this might be useful for you Geminis around this time period. If you're one of those Geminis that like markets, right? Financial goals, you're looking at that with your social networks, group affiliations. Are the groups I'm involved in helping my financial goals? Are the things that the groups I'm involved in, do they actually support what I think humanity should be involved in? Do they support my values? Are these people I want to be with, right? So Pluto in Aquarius is asking that. And then the Libra Aries axis of eclipses is also asking you that as well, right? Now you're going to have the Pisces eclipse in the 10th house, which is going to be major career-related financial changes. So you guys with that eclipse, especially if it's impacting, if you have your midheaven in the 10th particularly, right? I can't see that for all of you. Obviously, I would need to be looking at your chart. You guys can get readings for that with me or any astrologer really that can look at that. But major career financial changes in the 10th here with this lunar eclipse, if it's impacting you directly, this could change your job. This could change your career path. And that, of course, can affect your income. So look out for that. Mars retrograde in the 3rd. Now, this is in December 2024. This is going to be around the holidays, so reevaluating expenses related to short travels, right? Who are you going to see this holiday? You're going to go to mom's house, dad's house, relatives, right? That's going to be a question for you guys. Maybe some setbacks or delays related to projects might even affect that family trip, or you might even be working around family. So just consider revisiting and potentially renegotiating contracts or agreements, especially if they're related to anything local or with people that you work with in your environment, and that impact your finances related to things that you care about. That's what Leo cares about. It's from the heart specifically, right? So your passions. And we have the Jupiter Virgo conjunction in Gemini. That's you. So financial gains through you, Gemini, showcasing your talents, your knowledge, your innovative ideas, right? Writing, speaking engagements. If you're asked to be on stage or to speak or to lead a meeting, all those kinds of things, do it, step into it, initiate financial ventures at this time. So this is a recurring theme. You guys are going to have a strong second 2024. Put yourself out there. This conjunction, the things that you initiate with Jupiter and Virgo here, reflecting your specific interests and skills, can benefit you. All right. So that's Gemini. Answer. The Crab. Jupiter is in your 11th house until May 25th. So the 11th house talks about networking. Networking leads to money, to financial opportunities, lucrative collaborations, projects through friends, projects through social groups. Pursue those and wealth will likely follow. You can benefit from group investments, investing in things as a group, right? So $500,000 house, you want to Airbnb it, but you don't have the money, go in it with a group, 10 of you. Now all you need is 50,000, right? These are kind of the ways you can change your financial situation. Achieving long-term financial goals through collective efforts and associations. Don't do it alone, right? You probably have been feeling this energy, and if opportunities like that have come through, pay attention to them. You still have time, right? That'll carry through until May 25th of 2024. Jupiter will conjoin with Uranus, and that can bring you sudden money, windfalls, cash through community involvement or through group associations. Might be risky, might be innovative, might be new, might be something we haven't really seen before. But this can pay off unexpectedly around this time. Now, for some of you, it might be a disruption where your paychecks and the way you earn money stably are disrupted. And you're like, man, this is chaotic. I don't like this, but it could lead to a surprisingly profitable outcome. Okay, so don't fear this Jupiter conjunction with Uranus as much on a personal level. Particularly for you in the 11th, Jupiter expands and the 11th house is profit, right? So this should manifest for many of you as an unexpected expansion that shakes things up a little bit. So once the dust settles, hopefully the money is good. Revolutionary group projects, that's how you want to think about it, okay? Volatility in group finance is possible as well. So if you are the type of Cancer who is already making money from a group and that's been going stable, that might experience some up and downs or some changes that you guys need to reorient around, okay? Now, when Jupiter enters your 12th house, you could discover a passive income stream or an unexpected financial support that comes out of the blue to help you out. Some money that comes through from confidential behind the scenes dealings, right? Where you're not as public or as visible, right? Or making deals happen in faraway places, okay? Communicating with people across the world, Gemini, through the internet, having online meetings that people in your group or public network aren't as familiar with, could be a thing. Spiritual retreats, charity, these things can bring in unexpected rewards for you guys as well. And non-material rewards too. It doesn't always have to be about the actual cash in the bank account. Indirect blessing from Jupiter leads to blessings in all the 12 houses at different points throughout our lives, right? So this could help you sleep better, beautiful dreams, things that clean the subconscious and allow you to move through life lighter. That's worth its money in gold itself, all right? So allowing your psychological approach to finances to change as well. Enhanced intuition in financial matters can lead to beneficial decisions as well. So trust your gut, trust your instincts. You'll have Pluto in the 8th house asking you to do that anyway. That'll transform shared finances. So a theme, the groups, others. How's money working with other people other than just myself, Cancer, right? You guys are people tribal oriented anyway. So this should be resonant. Pluto will transform your shared finances, okay? Significant changes here throughout the next 20 years. So are we investing with other people in things that benefit humanity? Or is what humanity doing at large with money affecting you? Do you need to revamp or rethink how you handle your money because of what the crazy humans are doing, right? Are we inheriting money from a loved one? Are we dealing with matters of debts because of our partner? Does our partner have a career change? These are the types of things we can experience with Pluto in the 8th house. What you will definitely complete this transit with over the next 20 years is a feeling of deep psychological understanding that helps empower how you deal with sharing resources with another person. So that's a beautiful thing. The eclipse cycle with Libra and Aries in the 4th and the 10th. You've been feeling this already. This can change home and property matters. That can affect your finances. Career shifts can affect how you spend at home, where you live. It could cause you to relocate. It could cause you to have to change the budget with those that you're living with. So for you guys, this eclipse cycle from really through all of 2024 is going to be asking you, how do I balance my professional goals and dreams with what my family needs, and what my family needs are the things that make me feel secure, or those that I'm responsible for. How do I help them feel secure? Right. So these are the questions of the Libra Aries axis. And again, it comes down to this element of my needs versus the needs of others. Is that imbalance? Are we being too selfish, or are we being too diplomatic? That's the question. And how do we bring balance to that? Okay. You'll have a Pisces eclipse in the 9th house. 9th house is about your goals and dreams and your vision, right? Your dharma, your path. So there will be shifts there with the Pisces eclipse. Educational pursuits and what you want to study, who your teachers are, who you're following, that can lead to financial opportunities. And not just that, investments in travel and education, these are things that you might be spending on, might be spending too much on, or might be asked to spend on, so that your income increases as a result of you following the path and vision that you want to. With the Pisces eclipse reorienting that for you. Now, the 9th house does have legal and ethical flavors to it, so some of that might impact your finances, right? Do I like the ethics of my goals and dreams, and are there legalities changing in the world that affect how I'm doing things, right? Those can come into consideration around that eclipse as well. Mars retrograde in Leo, 2nd house, towards the end of 2024, will have you reassessing your spending, reassessing your possessions, reassessing how you eat, even reassessing your upbringing a little bit, reevaluating and potentially cutting back on how you spend around the holidays, and some delays in income. Look out for that. So if you are counting on some cash next December, there might be a delay with that until Mars moves forward. And it'll be a good time for you to reconsider your investment strategies, especially if they involve personal risks. You don't want to be actively moving forward with risks at that time. You want to be reflecting next December with Mars retrograde in your 2nd house. Now, Virgo will be joining Jupiter in your 12th. This is, again, about spirituality, creativity, behind the scenes things. This would actually be a decent investment for some of you to look at retreat centers, spiritual businesses, or what your hidden talents are. Your hidden talents could actually be a beneficial side hustle. And with Jupiter moving through the 12th, you might actually gain clarity or insight on what those hidden talents are. So it's not just, great, I have hidden talents, how do I make money off of hidden talent? Jupiter can actually bring you clarity on, oh, this is a talent of mine. I didn't realize other people found value in this, right? So that could be the experience that Jupiter in the 12th brings you. And then you can actually make that talent a source of income. You can also receive unexpected financial help from an unknown or hidden source with the Jupiter-Virgo conjunction as well. All right. So it's a year of opportunities for growth through hidden resources, networks, people you know. Your finances with other people are going to transform, and you're going to need to manage that carefully, especially during the Mars retrograde. All right. So have good conversations with those you love and those you have money partnerships and deals with, because the focus is a lot on discussing with others, planning with others, and making money that way. All right, Cancer. All right. Leo, Luke Jupiter is in your 10th until May the 25th. So hopefully you guys have been experiencing career advancement that leads to increased income. This transit is still continuing. Enjoy it. Opportunities should be coming in for financial growth through professional recognition or through new job opportunities. So if you want to change what you're doing, Jupiter can bring some of those opportunities, especially around the conjunction in April 20th. Okay. You can benefit through being professionally recognized with Jupiter in your 10th, shining that spotlight on you, which Leos do enjoy, and from authority figures and mentors as well. Is a 10th house. kind of association. You can benefit financially from working with them or just being recognized from authority figures and mentors. This conjunction can bring a sudden shift in career, right? This can directly impact your finances for you guys. So surprise job offers and promotions, more money could be on the cards for Leos. Innovation, though, that's one of the keywords with Uranus. If you're bringing that into what you're doing, this is a time where you can launch new projects, new ideas, bring in new strategies that wouldn't work normally, that are unconventional, that could actually lead to financial success. Now, Uranus is also a planet of disruption, so there could be fluctuations and changes in your status, in your career. This could be volatile for some of you, right? Where it's just different and what you're known doing changes, okay? So look out for that as well. All of that then will move into your 11th house of profit, okay? So what you're experiencing and doing with career and what happens in the first half will lead to changes in your income, which Jupiter will bless. Jupiter is a planet of expansion moving into the house of really, paychecks and social networks. So gaining through being involved with the community, Leo, is what you want to be looking at in the second half of 2024, right? You can achieve long-term financial goals through collective efforts. And not only that, through leveraging who you know and the groups you're in for those opportunities. Work with groups to make money during the second half of the year. Diversify your income, right? So various income streams. If you only make money one way, Leos, the second half of 2024 with Jupiter and Gemini says, us humans, typically, the studies have proven this, we're not good at multitasking, but that's how you look at it, right? Are you multitasking in the moment? Are you checking email? Do you have 5 messengers open and you're trying to work? Or are you multitasking in the sense of, I will sit down for 90 minutes and focus on this task, and then I'll work on another project in the next 90 minutes, right? Jupiter and Gemini will allow you guys to be involved with more things and change how you bring in income. So diversify that income source, particularly by getting involved with groups, teamwork, and Gemini likes technology, okay? So those are some of the ways that you can benefit in ways that are different than what you've been doing, Leo. Future goals and their groups. How can the money you earn benefit humanity? Those are things you want to be thinking about in terms of investments. Okay. And I'll talk about my offer later. Pisces lunar eclipse in the 8th house. So actually, let's talk about Pluto and Aquarius. So you're going to have that in the 7th, and that's going to affect your changes in joint finances. Okay. The 7th house has to do with clients, marriage partners, partnerships in general. So Pluto will transform how you earn with others. It'll transform your sense of uniqueness and your understanding of what the needs of others and social groups are. This will have you negotiating new terms in your business partnerships. That will affect your income. And what you'll find, Leo, is over the next 20 years, you'll be entering and deepening your partnerships in ways that are actually financially beneficial. They'll challenge you because Pluto will be opposite you, and you'll feel that when Pluto is directly opposite Leo. It'll take some time, but unless you're at 0 degrees, but what you'll find is that joint ventures and shared investments will really go through deep, deep, deep changes. It's a long process, but stick with it and allow it to transform how you look at others, how you understand, your needs and the needs of others. And this is going to particularly address matters of the ego and of topics related to, as Leo, it's about what's going on within the heart, right? And your desires versus the diminishment of that ego and putting that to the side for what everyone else wants. And that Pluto and Aquarius transit will push on that button for Leos particularly, okay? So look out for that. It'll be a huge growing pain, so to speak, over the next 20 years, but it will really transform and deepen how you associate with your clients and your partners in a way that is ultimately for the better. Now, eclipse is in the Libra and Aries axis. Financial opportunities and changes linked to travel, education, and publishing. Right? Do you have books to write? Do you have courses to share with the world? Right? Leos are very creative. Do you have a work of art that you need to publish or put out there? Right? And this is going to ask you to balance your short-term and long-term planning as well. Right? Revisit your financial strategies based on new info and the things that you learn. Okay. Now, this Pisces eclipse in the 8th that I want to talk to you guys about, this is going to shift your shared resources as well with others. Okay. So we're seeing that both with Pluto entering Aquarius and this Pisces lunar eclipse next year, that you're being asked to think about joint finances here, Leo. There are going to be some transformative events that force you to think about these things. And not only that, the 8th house has an emotional flavor to it. So rebalancing finances and emotions in close relationships is what that lunar eclipse will be asking of you. Now, you are Leo. And when December comes around in 2024, you will be reassessing how you spend and what's going on with your finances and with the physical body as well, right? And so reevaluating your financial habits, your expenditures, and maybe even some delays on things that you want to get kicked off on the ground that you want to initiate, you might have to hit the brakes at that time and just rethink about things. If projects feel delayed at that time, now you know why. Just revise them, rethink them. And when Mars is moving forward, you'll be good to go. Mars and Leo is not a bad thing. So that'll be something you can use. And then with Jupiter and Virgo, this conjunction here, this will allow you to profit through your community involvement, collaborating and networking, right? So you want to use who you know, you want to build valuable connections, be social, meet new people, and just see what happens, right? It's not about, again, none of what I'm saying here is to be manipulative or forceful. Put yourself in social situations. These are the things that can lead to financial opportunities naturally, right? And through social media or your group affiliations, just look out for those things and see what happens there, because this conjunction can really allow for a new beginning, benefiting through groups if you're in the right place. So for you guys, Leo, combination of potential career advancements, bringing in for innovation into your career, and changes with joint finances really mark 2024 for you guys, growing through social networks. And with Pluto in Aquarius and the lunar eclipse in the 8th, asking you to be careful and to think about things and to think about others, and you might have to do some planning and structuring with them and be adaptable in the face of changes. All right. Virgo, lovely Virgo, your transit in Taurus in the 9th house is asking you to think about your international connections, if you have any, or to make some of those if you don't. Long distance travel is an opportunity that can bring blessing in your path in life as well as financially. So definitely be looking at that. Higher education, if you want to study something new, maybe you guys have already started that. If you're thinking about it, this is a great time period to start that new endeavor between now and May 25th, okay? Because academics, publishing things related to spirituality, finding a guru, quote unquote, right? A teacher, someone who can give you, whether it's spiritual wisdom or anything that you want to study during this time, you will have the right teachers, right? Sometimes we go looking for this stuff and it's not the right people. For you, Virgo, now is the right time. You can go abroad, you can travel, and you will find that with the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in particular, sudden opportunities for travel, for education, for study might come out of the blue. Go for them. Don't be afraid of them. Okay. Unforeseen trips and travel experiences can really open the doors for financial growth. Right. The same for breakthroughs in philosophy or your beliefs. If you find your worldview is completely different in April, you might find that worldview can actually benefit you financially. Okay. And if you want to publish or put anything out there that you wrote or that you've edited that you want to launch, right? Because Virgos generally depending on the condition of Mercury, have that skill set, you might find that that generates good income for you, especially with Jupiter entering Gemini in your 10th house. Okay. So the things that we study and have learned and that we have an interest in move into the house that has to do with our legacy and career and is very public, the 10th, which tell us that career advancements and opportunities lead to more money. So if you want a new job, Virgo, we should be, or we could be using the current time to get clear on, why do I want a new job? What does that look like? What is my vision for that? And then when we get into the second half of 2024, right? Let's say we're putting in those job applications in April, right? We get a surprise out of the blue offer, April 20th, May 1st, something like that. Jupiter enters Gemini. Now we're stepping into a new career path that's innovative, it's different, and it's impacting your finances. It's not as going to go for every Virgo in the world. I'm just giving you an example, right? Recognition can come because Jupiter is in the house of mentors and authority figures here, okay? So this could positively impact you. You might just get promoted. It's not necessarily you're going to leave your place of employment for some of you. Building connections, Gemini, which has to do with communicating with others, right? Being social can help your career, whether it's through a new opportunity or through just the expansion of what you're doing. Network, get out there in the second half of 2024. Don't be the humble Virgo tucked away in their room working in a quiet corner in the second half of 2024. I mean, you can be, and that's your nature, but what Jupiter's asking, or what you'll experience, is that the light will be shining on you in your 10th house of career. So for a good year or so, use that Jupiter and Gemini energy to benefit you financially if that's part of what you want. Okay, so you can be really innovative with business. And it's going to join wriggle there in your 10th, right? So public speaking, writing, launching something educational again. Jupiter, the Jupiter wriggle conjunction for you guys, particularly related to education, publishing, travel, can bring in big opportunities for promotion and profitable jobs there, okay? So we're seeing a lot of signatures for Virgo that really look good for career in particular, okay? You just got to be visible and you got to be public, okay? Pluto's entering Aquarius in your 6th, which is again saying your work routines will transform, right? So many of you Virgos will not be doing the same things that you're doing currently after 2024, okay? Big changes will affect your income here. Big changes in your health routines as well will be good for your finances, be good for your second house, which tells us even changing what you eat could impact your income as well, which we see a reflection through the eclipses in your second house also. But before I get into that, I just want to wrap with Pluto and Aquarius, power dynamics at work, okay? This could be interesting, right? The 6th house is a difficult house, okay? But Pluto is a difficult planet. So difficult planets tend to do what they need to do in difficult areas, right? You want a strong kind of, let's say, you want a fireman who's tall and strong going into fires, right? You don't want someone dainty going into that kind of situation. So what this means then, though, because the 6th house is a difficult house, is you will be empowered to deal with some difficult things related to work. And we're talking about power dynamics in particular, okay? This will revolutionize your approach to service. And through these 20 years, you will find innovative ways to serve or to work that will be transformative for the world and for you, and can be very, very, very financially beneficial, okay? Now, the eclipse cycle with the 2nd and 8th house axis here talks about rebalancing your financial resources and shared assets. 6 is you, the 2nd is you, and the 8th is the resources of others that you share with them. So these eclipses, I deal with it every year when I have consultations. When we have eclipses in the 2nd and 8th, there are a shakeup with how we make money, and that usually brings people to my doorstep. So look out for sudden changes in your income and investments. It's not the end of the world. It's not a bad thing. It just means that You might have to restructure things, whether it's debts or loans or how your money's coming in. You will have to manage this. It's unignorable. And you guys may have already started to experience this with the eclipses in Libra and Aries. It really depends. Do you have a planet there? Do you have a particular point, right? There, it needs to be within what we call an orb, within a radius of a few degrees for the eclipses to impact you, but they will be moving through Libra and Aries through all of 2024. So whether it impacts you directly or not, Virgos, you have to rebalance your financial resources and your shared assets with others, okay? The Pisces eclipse in the 7th is going to talk about financial negotiations and decisions you have to make within those partnerships, okay? So decision-making, balancing financial matters, and potentially dealing with legal or contractual issues related to finances that you didn't quite predict, right? Because Pisces can bring things that we don't necessarily see clearly. So be careful, read the fine print. If it's very legal, make sure you hire correctly. You're a Virgo, so as long as Mercury's in good shape, you'll pay attention to those things, right? Mars retrograde, you're 12. This also talks about revisiting hidden expenses. So any forgotten or unseen financial obligations will come to light. Be careful with unseen risks, right? And anything in your subconscious related to fears around money, be a good time to address any limiting beliefs. I probably shouldn't be talking about this right now because it's not complete, but I am actually working on something that addresses limiting beliefs in the subconscious. So if it's available then, which it better well be, that could be something that you engage in the month of December in 2024. So for you guys, it's a year of really significant financial growth through career advancements, but you got to watch the psyche and you got to watch what other people are doing. You got to keep an eye out for hidden financial matters, Virgo. As long as you do that, it's going to be a big year, good year. All right. That's Virgo. Libra. So Jupiter's transit in your 8th house. This talks about potential financial gains through inheritances, joint ventures, or partnerships, opportunities for growth in managing your shared resources with people and your investments, okay? So this should be beneficial. If you have tax issues, insurance matters, loans, it's a good time to be looking at that, right? Some of the people with Libra heavily in their chart that I've been working with have been looking at infinite banking, for example, right? Whole life insurance policies to try to basically create their own bank, for example. Jupiter in your 8th is a good transit to be looking at those types of things, right? How do I pull my money together and make more money, right? Markets do that. Insurance companies do that. And, just going into partnerships with other people, right? Signing deals so that bigger projects, particularly in the 8th house of Taurus, which has to do with land matters, can go well, right? One of my Libra clients right now is trying to close a huge land deal in the States, for example, and that should manifest with Jupiter in his 8th, okay? So that's just an example, right? We have the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus, which could bring an out-of-the-blue opportunity for something material like real estate with a technological flavor to it, right? Are we using AI to provide more homes for people? Are we using technology to improve how we grow food, right? Or do we work for the World Economic Forum? Are we creating a fake sun, right? Those types of things that Jupiter blending with the things that humans actually physically need. There's going to be some opportunities for innovation that bring through unexpected financial changes as well. So if we're not particularly involved in something, this could just be unpredictable outcomes that affect financial agreements that you have with other people. This could actually be disruptive because it's the 8th house, which can be chaotic if triggered. And Uranus can be chaotic if triggered as well. And Jupiter expands what it touches. So this can be very interesting for Libras in a variety of unpredictable ways. So you have to be adaptable, okay, Libra? You have to be on your toes and flexible in terms of how you manage shared resources. As long as you do that, that should lead to breakthroughs in financial dependencies. Because again, like I talked about in the intro, Jupiter and Uranus care about what? They are freedom oriented, okay? So whatever happens chaotically here could actually end result lead to you being more free financially. So that should be interesting. Jupiter then enters Gemini in your 9th house. So after all that chaos settles, you'll be expanding your horizons. That event will change your worldview, and there'll be financial growth through education, through travel, and exploring new world beliefs. So you'll earn through what you're studying. What if you are publishing something, putting something out there, you can earn through that as well, Libra. Okay. Now, legal and ethical gains. I know some Libras tangled up in legal issues. Libra, the scales, right? So beneficial legal decisions can manifest after the 25th of May for many of you. Okay. And that can be very positive for finances in particular as well. Now, Pluto is going to enter the 5th house of hobbies, passion, children. Okay. And this will transform your creative ventures. So profound changes if you allow your creative nature to change and to grow and to go through a transformative, destructive rebirth process, like a phoenix, like that archetype of Pluto. So an intense focus on investments for some of you will really bring you guys a lot of money. Some of you Libras, okay? You guys might have a serious, insane drive to invest and be committed to your hobbies or passions or particular speculative investments in a way that you haven't been before. Part of that, though, you should be reassessing financial risks and really allowing yourself to transform your views on that and your hobbies too, right? If you've been neglecting the things that make you happy or neglecting your loved ones because of 8th house issues or money issues, you might find Pluto in Aquarius is asking you to pay more attention to that side of your life and to bring more of your uniqueness into those realms, right? The South Node is transiting you. So are we spiritualizing? Is that even the right word? Are we letting go of the need to be such a people pleaser, Libra? And are we stepping into more of our own uniqueness? Pluto will ask you about that. And it's going to trine you. In other words, it's going to support that process over the next 20 years. All right. So we see an element here so far of you being able to break free and to step more into who you are with some of these transits here. That's good to see. So the eclipse cycle shifts in personal and partnership finances. You've already been dealing with this. Probably been feeling it for quite some time now throughout 2023. This requires balance and negotiation. This is the Libra skill, balance and negotiation. Continue to do what you do best. Potential changes in the financial dynamics within your close relationships are likely. And legal matters, stay on top of that stuff. Those are things that can actually, again, go your way in the second half of next year. Now, with the Pisces eclipse in the 6th house, this is going to touch on debts a bit and work-related finances. There's going to be some job changes that impact the income for many of you. And there will also be some opportunities or shifts in health expenses and insurance matters. For some of you for the better, for some of you for the worse, depending on your charts and how it's impacting you guys. All right. And Mars will retrograde in Leo in your 11th. So this will have you reassessing your financial goals. You'll be reevaluating and potentially altering your long-term financial aspirations, which makes sense. It will have been a big year financially. If you experience delayed group projects, it's natural. Mars is retrograding here. Okay. So if money isn't coming through from a group, it's all right. Be revisiting things, look at the setbacks, look at the delays, and just navigate that, because it's going to have to do with other people, right? And so you'll use your diplomacy to help move things forward when Mars is moving forward in Leo in 2025. All right, and we talked about wriggle. So just to recap, shared resources, learning opportunities, creative ventures, focus on that. You have to balance your personal needs with others. And that's really the year, but it should be really big in terms of income. in terms of shifts too, and you stepping into more of who you are as a person. All right, Libras. Scorpio, Jupiter is in your 7th, the house of others, until May 25th. Okay. So salary negotiations and partnerships can actually help you out, right? So this is about going to others and asking for what you deserve, maybe even a little more, Scorpios. And this should be beneficial. Inheritances, settlements, insurance payouts, all these things can work really well right now and even next year when Jupiter is in Gemini, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So the 7th has to do with others, right? Your blessing, your wisdom, your expansion is coming through others, clients, partners, spouse, partners in business, people you know, right? All of this is going to indirectly benefit your financial status, right? And maybe you're supporting them in making that happen. Then you're going to have sudden financial shifts there when the planet of expansion joins the planet of innovation and disruption, okay? So when Jupiter conjoins Uranus here, you will find that unexpected opportunities for quick money through a partnership, through your partner might suddenly get promoted. Your client might suddenly say, hey, I need you to work with me more. I'll pay you twice as much. Just look out for those opportunities in April. It can be quite lucrative. Go for it. It will be blessed by Jupiter. Now, if it doesn't come through another, you might intellectually discover or create a new way of earning money through technology or something unconventional that helps your partner or helps your clients. Okay. Now, for you guys, because this is an opposition to you, and Uranus is technically a malefic planet, you need to be careful of sudden unforeseen expenses that could disrupt your financial stability around April. Okay. Then Jupiter will enter Gemini in the 8th. And this will allow you to explore and benefit from multiple sources of income, possibly through, again, partnerships and side hustles and through others. Now, this is a communication sign, so communication-related fields. Are we writing? Are we marketing? Are we selling? Are we on Zoom? Are we writing emails? Communicate to people, okay? Because any money that you spend on that or any time that you spend related to communicating with others, those are the activities that can lead to increased earning for you guys. All right. So then you're going to have Pluto enter Aquarius for you guys. And that's really going to transform home life. Okay. That's really going to help you understand what's been going on in your roots with family, upbringing, the mother, your past, and really bring conclusions to any emotional lack of clarity or uncertainties in who you are and your roots and your stability. This will be good because it will deepen you in a way that allows you to really see yourself and others and humanity in a way that only Scorpios can do. Now, eventually this will go on to square you guys and challenge you guys. That's another topic for another day. But what that has to do financially is changes related to your psyche and your understanding of self can revamp or cause you to rethink how you earn and just impact matters of self-value and bring clarity to subconscious needs that will then sextile or support how you earn your wealth. With the eclipses in the 12th and 6th for you guys, this has you reassessing your financial habits. So this might prompt a reevaluation of your spending or saving habits, especially those you aren't fully conscious of. This can change up your work environment or your job responsibilities that indirectly affect your financial stability. And this also brings the potential for unexpected health-related expenses that may impact your financial planning, so look out for that. Then the Pisces lunar eclipse in the 5th will allow you guys to actually gain from your hobbies, your passions, your creativity, even your children and loved ones, a partnership, doing things that you actually care about, okay? This can actually allow you to shift financial resources towards them, towards the things that you have passion about, really what you love and that can bear fruit in the future for you. You might even get financial support from a romantic partner, or even from children, actually, with this alignment or this eclipse. All right. Then we have Mars retrograding in Leo. You are Mars, so you are going to be taking a break in December. Unplanned home repairs, look out for, no, that's, well, in the 10th, it could be. There could be some renovations that impact the budget, some rethinking things with career and home as well. It's just going to be a good time for you to take a vacation from work, actually, and to revisit some of the things that make you feel stuck, because you'll probably have some career-related delays, and it could be related to what's going on in the home as well. Then we have the Jupiter-Regal conjunction in Gemini in your 8th. And so with that, we talked about in the 8th house, Jupiter and Regal together will really allow you guys to benefit from anything that's written, anything that you put out there, anything that's communicated with the larger community. And you can do this in partnerships with others, okay? So this is through areas that are technological. This is particularly related to financials, where a lot of the topics I talk about, like cryptocurrencies or innovative financial technologies, you can gain here, really gain here, Scorpios, right? And you're going to need to restructure debts with Jupiter and Gemini in the 8th, okay? So this restructuring of debts, refinancing, this is what can lead to better financial management and savings. You're going to have to look at that for sure, okay? Revolutionary business ideas. That's what the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction can bring you. And look out for fluctuations in your partner's finances. Jupiter conjoining Regal, however, should bring you profit through those partnerships, right? And so if your spouse is having some, or partner's having some financial volatility, that conjunction with Jupiter and Regal, encourage them to pursue and pay attention to the things that are beneficial and supportive to their finances around that conjunction. You're going to have to manage your debt and your credit with Jupiter in the 8th. And if you want to take on more debt and credit, you can actually do that. Okay. All right. So it's a mix of opportunities for you guys. Okay. And Pluto's shift there can actually emphasize huge changes in real estate and property matters. So look at property over the next 20 years. Again, it's kind of a square aspect there. So there's going to be deep understanding, right? Don't just wing it. If you're going to get into the real estate game, Scorpios, really dive deep, and you'll be able to create foundations, 4th house, that serve you probably for the rest of your life. All right. Sagittarius. So Jupiter's been in your 6th house and will continue to move through there. This is giving you guys opportunities for salary increases or lucrative job offers. So financial benefits through improving your work conditions and through improving your routines. The 6th house is about daily routines. So Jupiter wants to bring blessing to them. Are you cleaning up your routines? Are they pure? Jupiter likes purity. Are your routines ethical? Are they do your routines follow a particular vision or alignment? Do they follow your path in life? Right? So Jupiter here can also bring profitable side hustles, good freelance work. It could bring some of you pets. It can help you heal any ailments related to pets and heal any physical ailments related to yourselves. It can also expand physical ailments as well. So Jupiter can be a double-edged sword in that way, right? But it'll give you clarity if you're looking, right, in terms of how to heal these things or to find a healer to actually deal with any related health issues or debts. Jupiter can also expand debts in the 6th house as well. Jupiter conjoining Uranus in the on April 20th here. What this can do, unexpected job opportunities, right? So this can be a sudden job change, which brings you an unexpected increase in income, right? This can happen for a lot of people, okay? So a new unconventional approach to work, Uranus, can pay off financially, right? being innovative at work, implementing groundbreaking techniques in your job or business can lead to financial gains, right? So this is in Taurus, where let's say innovative, groundbreaking techniques might not always pan out or really have room to expand or grow in the fixed sign of Taurus. Jupiter and Uranus conjunction says this can lead to financial gains this time around. Now, Uranus can bring fluctuations. Jupiter can expand that. So employment income might go up and down throughout the year, and particularly around April. Okay. And this can be, if your work circumstances are changing, well, that's obviously going to have an impact on that as well. Then the planet that rules you, Jupiter, will move into the sign of Gemini in the 7th house. Okay. And this is going to hit some of you in particular between, let's say, like 10 to 20 degrees 3 times. 2 of them are going to happen next year. So if you're between like 10, 11, 19, 20 degrees, you and your partners in particular are going to experience the blessing of Jupiter several times. Some of you lucky Sagittarius, or some of you Geminis as well, actually, will be feeling that. So what does that mean? Partnerships, gains through business partnerships, financial agreements with others. Work with Geminis, communicate or do something Geminian, work with your hands, write something, create a course, speak, get out there, right? And if not you, encourage your partners to do this, because this is in the house of the other. So your spouse or your partner's income might see growth, which positively then impacts you. And if you have any legal matters going on, Jupiter in the 7th can have that pan out your way, because the 7th house is also Libran in nature, which scales, it relates to legal matters. Okay. Now, Jupiter conjoining Rigel again also talks about lucrative business deals and partnerships. So who are you working with? Who's on your team? Who's in your corner? How are you helping them? Are you making good deals with them? Are you, Jupiter, contributing to them, bringing them a deal, right? Are you bringing expansion to others? Doing that can help the income of others grow, which helps you grow as well, right? Now, Pluto's in your 3rd in January 21st of 2024. So investing in communication can transform your income. Opportunities to use AI, Chat GPT, all that fun stuff, and media, online platforms as well. These are things that can benefit you financially over the next 20 years. So Sagittarius is in particular, you should be looking at AI. Okay. Now, financial gains can come from endeavors and teaching as well, which is very Sagittarian in general. But with Pluto in the 3rd, that could transform a side hustle or how your career actually brings you income in particular. All right. Now, the 3rd house has to do with the neighborhood, but Aquarius has to do with larger networks. All right. So are we using AI to help out our neighborhood, or is our neighborhood the internet kind of a thing? Right? Are we investing again in AI? Are we investing in our local neighborhood, or blend both? Real estate and community-based investments can yield long-term profits for the next 20 years for some Sagittarius. If you have Sagittarius from 0 to 3 degrees, or if you have a planet in Aquarius from 0 to 3 degrees, you will feel that and can probably benefit from neighborhood investments starting in 2024. All right. Now, the eclipse cycle, you guys have been feeling in the 11th and 5th house axis. So this has to do with changes in income from creative projects and speculative investments. So reassessing the money you're contributing to a group or social network, a group project, and reassessing the money you put into your own hobbies, passions, children, loved ones as well, things you care about. The eclipse cycle is asking, am I giving too much? Am I getting a fair shake in these deals? Am I giving the group too much? Or is the group taking too much from me? Or am I taking too much from the group? That's what the eclipses are asking you. So you need to reassess and find balance. Now we have a Pisces lunar eclipse in the 4th. So Pluto in the 3rd talks about local real estate for some of you. Pisces lunar eclipse in the 4th is talking about real estate and property matters again. So this can bring unexpected financial changes here. Family financial matters could come into focus with this eclipse, requiring balancing and adjustments to your money. And we get into December, Mars retrograde in Leo. This looks like travel and education expenses, right? So there might be a delay in travel, right? Or budget constraints, overseas investments, reevaluating those things. Business deals abroad might experience delays, reassessing those types of agreements. And Leo's in your ninth house of beliefs. So beliefs around money and investments might be revisited around this time as well as just your beliefs and life path in general. Okay. And we talked about Jupiter and Wriggle. So it's a year of financial growth through employment, partnerships, investments, communicating, real estate, and partnerships. All right. So get strategic about that, and you'll be able to navigate and benefit from the opportunities that come your way in 2024. Capricorn, the goat. Jupiter is in your fifth until May 25th. So good for you. This is a trine aspect, and Jupiter is a very powerful planet when it's in a trine aspect in the chart. It can see what it's looking at 100% of the way, and it's looking at you. So this means potential financial gains from the things that you do. Any speculative or creative endeavors you have, fifth house, these things can actually bring you money. So Capricorns, depending on your chart, you generally enjoy working, right? So this may sound a little odd, but what do you enjoy doing? Jupiter can expand your joy in what you like doing. So I like working, so I'll just work more. But if you have, let's say, Taurian hobbies, whether that's working in real estate or gardening or spending more time in nature, allow that to actually benefit you financially. Look for opportunities for profitable leisure activities or hobbies. Taurus is ruled by Venus. That's slower. It's more relaxed. It's more chill. It's more about enjoying life, right? So Jupiter in the sign of Taurus, are you being more Venusian? Are you enjoying life, Capricorn? Because you've had a hard go at it, right? So hopefully Jupiter, you're using some of that energy to chill out a little bit, okay? And there can be the possibility of increased income from ventures involving your children or through educational pursuits. Now you do that, and you might find that with the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, there's unexpected gains from you actually pursuing these hobbies or these ventures, okay? Now the fifth house rules investments, okay? So if you're on my newsletter, this should be a good time for you next year. Stocks, crypto, creative products, those things should go very well for Capricorn around April. Innovative creative projects, you want to launch them if you can, or if you have ideas for that in April. Now, these leisure activities and having fun and a good time, like I'm encouraging you to do here, could lead to fluctuations in your income around April. So look out for that, because Uranus is an unpredictable planet. But you're Capricorn, you should be responsible, and you know that Saturn will punish you. So I don't need to tell you that. Then Jupiter will enter your sixth house in Gemini. You'll experience, likely, many of you, a salary increase or improved earnings through employment. So that love of work in the fifth house could lead to increased income when Jupiter moves into the sixth. Financial benefits from efficiency. Are you making your work and how your daily routine and how you do things more efficient? Are you enhancing your skill set? Right? Jupiter and Gemini, good time for you to do that. Right? So buy a course, right? Communicate more, take on some intellectual learning when Jupiter moves into Gemini after the end of May. Okay. Look out for job promotions. You'll have them. And since the sixth house rules work in daily routines, this is a time where you can actually explore diversified income streams for the next year if you need to. Okay. So you can look at the gig economy, right? Gemini rules the hands. So if you're a Capricorn and maybe you play instruments, something like that, you can do some local gigs or something, right? Gemini is local energy. Or something technological, or take on some extra speaking or coaching, right? Maybe you're really good at what you do, and maybe you'll do some local coaching for people. Maybe you'll go to a local university, Gemini, education, and you can teach or speak and help them out and give back. Sixth house there in that way, okay? But look at technology with Uranus conjoining Jupiter and with Jupiter and Gemini. you bring in technological innovation or changes with your work, that can bring you more money as well. So you, Capricorn, should be looking at AI as well. Right? Bring a little chat GPT into your workflow, and it should be a good year for you. Now, Jupiter Regal conjunction in the 6th talks about workplace advancements as well. So I'm repeating myself. And every time you hear an astrologer repeat themselves, you better write that SHIT down, because that's confluence. And the more things line up, the more they are likely to manifest, right? So financial rewards or bonuses at work, job opportunities for higher pay, earning through coaching with Jupiter and Regal conjoined, which I just mentioned, and through organizational services as well. Now, you guys will have Pluto in your 2nd house, transforming everything. Now, you're also going to have the effect of Neptune during the Pluto retrograde. For those of you that have the latter degrees in Capricorn, let's say your ascendant, sun or moon is like 20, 28, 29, 30 degrees Capricorn. You've had Pluto floating around you, and that's going to actually alleviate itself, and you're going to feel Neptune, which should shift actually personal finances for those people in particular. But for all Capricorns, you'll notice a major shift in how you manage and approach your wealth and your assets, okay? So this brings a focus on investments in cutting-edge technology and sustainable resources. So when it comes to investing, Capricorns, you are yet another sign who really should be looking at what is changing with technology and markets, if you like investing, right? So for Capricorns, you guys should be looking at crypto, generally speaking, and you guys should be looking at ChatGPT, and you guys should be looking at the supercomputer chips and NVIDIA and all that stuff, and Apple, and just keeping your finger on the pulse with that, right? Those are things that in your portfolios, Capricorn, can benefit you guys, because if you have an eye for, is this sustainable? Is this affecting the things that are already tried and true and stable, Saturn? You guys, because Saturn's really the one squaring and kind of suppressing the Uranian breakthroughs here, you guys can be the ones that synthesize this stuff, especially you Capricorn stellium generation people, right? You guys can be the bridge between the old and the new. So look at that over the next 20 years. Should be very financially beneficial for you guys. And then we have the eclipse cycle in Libra Aries, the 10th, 4th house axis. Professional achievements lead to financial rewards, which can affect the home life. You have to bring that into balance. Probably everyone in your home life knows you love working anyway, but again, eclipses cause things that were already underneath the surface that need to be addressed. So you guys will need to sort that out. Pisces eclipse in the 3rd talks about changes in income or financial opportunities related to communication, short travel, or siblings, okay? So you might be reconsidering investments with any of those in education or related to community projects as well. You might be a bit more charitable around this eclipse. Something might pop up that brings you an opportunity to do that, or to reconsider those types of activities, or rethink them, or change them. Which leads us to Mars retrograding in your 8th house. Mars in the 8th is, well, I mentioned this for another sign earlier. Difficult houses and difficult planets they go hand in hand, but Mars is selfish, and it's a cutter, and it's a divisive energy, and it's in the house of dealing with matters with others. So this is very likely going to be delayed financial agreements. You're going to need to be very careful of financial ventures and partnerships next December. I wouldn't necessarily go for them. That's generally speaking. Obviously, each person's chart is different, but you're definitely going to be reassessing your shared resources, assets, and debts at that time. So review, look at things. Not the best time to move forward. Great time to review. And if there's any disruptions there, or delays, now you know why. Just be cautious and pay attention to what's actually happening, because you're likely going to need to reassess. We talked about Jupiter and wriggles. So for you guys, it's a lot of potential growth from creative stuff and employment, transforming that stuff with technological ideas, right? Being innovative is where the growth will come, okay? And the eclipse cycle is asking you to bring balance with all this growth and innovation and technology that you're bringing into your life and your routines, to not forget those at home and to bring balance to that. Have a good year, Capricorn. Aquarius. So Jupiter is in your 4th house until May 25th. You know, I'll talk about your 2nd house for a little bit, Aquarius. If I did that for every sign, this video would be like 3 hours long. But for you guys, you've had Neptune and Pisces in your 2nd house. And so that makes things foggy. It makes it hard to see. It's out of your control. You kind of have to give it to God when it comes to Neptune, so to speak. So there's probably been a sense of uncontrollability with your finances. Some of you who invest in crypto may have had a boating accident and lost your keys, so to speak, right? But what Saturn will do, because Saturn's in your 2nd, it's going to straighten out that mess for you. So be discerning, get an accountant, right? And bring some clarity that you've been lacking for quite some time. Now, with Jupiter in your 4th house, financial benefits from real estate investments, property sales are likely. You guys can benefit from passive income or profits through the home. You can work from home. You can look at, this depends on your 6th house and 8th house as well, but you can look at rental income from tenants. Is that viable for you guys? Should you increase the rent? Are you one of those landlords? Let me not judge, but it really depends, right? Things are inflationary. Landlords have their own expenses, right? So it's always, how is it affecting you, right? But with Jupiter in the 4th, look at that, because financial gains and support from family and home-related endeavors can manifest, right? And we have Jupiter conjoining Uranus there. So that means sudden changes in real estate, unexpected opportunities for buying and selling property that can be financially advantageous. If that's you, you might want to book a session with me, because I'm looking at real estate myself, and yeah, we'll just leave that alone. So innovative home-based ventures, launching a unique or a cutting-edge adventure from home with potential high returns. You want to be looking at that. Fluctuations in family finances is a potential here as well, with Jupiter conjoining Uranus there. And rapid changes in your family's financial situation as well could affect your shared resources and investments. That then moves into the 5th house, that energy with Jupiter. And that tells us your creative endeavors, your hobbies. Aquarius is generally intellectual. You generally have your unique ideas and viewpoint on the world. Jupiter will bless that in the form of creativity through your hobbies and through your children. Okay, so you can grow through speculation. You can grow through markets, through betting on things, stocks, cryptocurrencies, generally speaking. For Aquariuses, it's dependent on the chart, Venus, 8th house, all these other things, right? But generally speaking, cryptocurrencies, speculative investments, earning through children, educational projects, artistic things, successful risk-taking is on the cards in 2024 for not all, but many Aquariuses, right? So profitable outcomes, generally speaking, there for the markets, and new ventures, right? New ventures as well. Education and recreation can somehow bring you guys income. So educational courses, fun trips, leisure activities that maybe you put together for communities locally, right? That you lead, that you enjoy, could be income sources. Then we have the Jupiter-Riggle conjunction, which is a repeat of the same thing. Monetizing creative talents, selling art, writing, engaging in performance arts, profiting from things that you researched very well, which kind of touches on the offer I'll talk about here in a little bit, but that'll be good for many Aquariuses. And you guys will have Pluto in your 1st house, right? So if you have sun, moon, or ascendant from 0 to 2, 3 degrees, you are going to feel the transformative effects of Pluto for sure. This will really shift your approach to personal finance and wealth management and the investments that you make in yourself. This is you we're talking about. You have been feeling this in your subconscious, and you felt a taste of this in April, May, June or so, especially the early degree Aquariuses. The change is coming. You are going through a lot of self-branding, improvement, and re-looking at who you are. And so adopting new financial strategies for long-term security is a part of that. And the eclipse cycle itself is actually asking you to adjust your finances related to your education, travel, and communication ventures here. So you need to balance the investment you're putting into your skills with practical, boots on the ground. How can I make money now? How can I help people now? Versus what am I studying? What am I looking into? What do other people want me to study or learn? You need to bring balance to that now. Right? The eclipses are asking you to look at that. Then we have the Pisces eclipse in your second house. Okay. So this is asking you to adjust your budgeting and spending during this time. This can bring opportunities or challenges in your ability to manage that. Right. Pisces is not the most material sign, and this is a lunar eclipse. So this can go many ways for many Aquariuses. It's going to be opportunities for some, challenges for others, but it's going to revolve around managing your personal assets and investments. Then we have the Mars retrograde in Leo. This is also reassessing financial agreements with others. So revisiting and renegotiating contracts that directly impact your finances will be a thing next December. Delays in partnership ventures. So if things took off the ground with Pluto and Aquarius and Jupiter and Gemini, and they're moving through, you might experience a slowdown in December, possible setbacks even with these joint ventures, where you'll have to take some time and reflect, change up the strategy, maybe renegotiate who's doing what, and then you can move forward when Mars is direct. So a lot of opportunities for growth through real estate, creativity, and personal development, Aquarius, and home-related businesses and creative fields, okay? And Pluto will transform the hell out of you. So allow that to take place and enjoy your rebirth. I'm sure something beautiful will be the result of it. Pisces, 2024. Jupiter is in your third house until May 25th, and then it will enter your fourth. So your potential income can come from writing, communication projects, and short trips until May 25th. You can earn through educational courses, workshops, speaking engagements, increased income from siblings, neighbors, interacting in your local community, right? When Jupiter meets Uranus, the planet of innovation and instability and disruption and innovation, you can have unexpected communication opportunities, or you can create the new Zoom that doesn't track everything I say and do. That would be great, right? Opportunities in writing, speaking, or media, innovative learning ventures, so new learning platforms, educational programs. Maybe you're studying them, maybe you're creating them. Who knows? These can all lead to financial growth for Pisces. Local endeavors, local ventures can bring fluctuating income, ups and downs there. Things you can't quite predict from community-based projects or a local-based initiative. You will experience that around April, most likely. Then that energy moves into Gemini on the 25th of May. And that brings you a year of opportunity in real estate. So things can expand. You can become quite prosperous in real estate investments or just dealing with property. There's a lot of ways to make money in real estate. Whether you're looking at cash flow, tax benefits, you're looking at flipping a house. Some of that is obviously I can see through charts. So if at that point you're curious about that, whether it's me or another astrologer, real estate will be beneficial for you guys in the second half of 2024. And it's one of the cornerstones of wealth, you guys, really. I mean, all the wealthy have real estate involvement. So if you're just completely unfamiliar with money or wealth, I'm just going to randomly drop a book reference here, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. If you haven't read it, you don't know what's going on. So Jupiter-Virgo conjunction in the fourth house also talks about real estate opportunities. Gains from selling, buying, or renovating property. Investing in real estate could be, once again, very profitable. We're seeing that coming up several times in the reading for you guys in the second half of 2024. So Pisces, who are normally creative, spiritual, and this is obviously going to be chart dependent, right? You might be a Pisces that has a bunch of earth sign energy, like Sun in Taurus or something like that. But Pisces is a very spiritual, material sign. It's the last sign, right? It's kind of being done with the physical material world. So it might be surprising for some of you guys to hear about real estate, but wait till the second half of 2024 comes through and that creative side of you might really get into it. Revamping financial strategies is what Pluto and Aquarius can bring for you. It can transform hidden finances for you, money that you didn't know was there, earning potential that you didn't quite see before, ways for your creative nature to actually profit. I think this Aquarian age will actually bring more of those opportunities. Well, we've seen that, right? So that's something that can actually really, throughout the next 20 years, benefit Pisces in particular, because investments in spiritual, charitable causes, the things you care about, the things that typically don't have a bunch of money behind them, right? Pluto can transform some of this, okay? And you can make financial commitments to spiritual, charitable, or nonprofit endeavors with Pluto here that really transform humanity, okay? And on a personal level, that can bring you a lot of profound psychological changes that affect how you look at money, especially concerning how you save and how you invest. So Pluto in Aquarius is a good time for you to address limiting beliefs related to your uniqueness. Can I earn being a unique person? And humanity, does humanity like my Piscean nature, spiritual, creative nature? Changing the limiting beliefs there with Pluto will be a huge benefit to you actually taking advantage of Pluto moving through Aquarius, because it's going to transform that entire area. You've been experiencing the eclipses in Libra and Aries. And so this has brought about changes in joint finances and shared resources that are going to affect wealth, right? Whether it's marriage proposal or a new partnership, changes are going to come in terms of how you earn your money and how your money matters deal with other people. Both of these are going to continue to be impacted, okay? So you're going to need to adjust there. You're going to need to have conversations with others and rethink, how do I earn versus how are others earning, right? So you've got an Aries second house, right? Which means you like to start things. You don't necessarily like to finish them, right? And there's a childlike kind of impulsive way to how you handle money. You can earn really quickly and it can go really quickly, right? So changes to joint finances there with the eclipses there can actually bring you an added focus on how you earn and ask you to kind of let go or make more spiritual, right, your approach to finances with other people. And there's an eclipse in the house of you. So personal habits, earning habits, personal financial shifts, personal events, opportunities for self-improvement. These are things that can lead to financial gain with that eclipse in the first house. Mars retrograding in Leo in the 6th will bring about workplace adjustments. So next December, reevaluating, do I like this job? Do I like my career path? Or just, do I like the day-to-day, right? You might love your career path, but you might not like the meeting at 8 a.m. They might move that to 11, those kinds of things. And this might actually bring about some career frustrations, which Mars in the 6th will take care of. It's just, it'll be retrograding, so you will experience some delays and some reflecting, right? Some postponements in career advancement. Right? If you're promised a check, you might hear, oh, it's actually not going to come this December. It might take a little bit. And you might actually be doing some reconsidering of the spending you're doing on work-related education and resources during this time. So Pisces, for you, 2024 is a strong focus on communication, real estate, and career finances. Jupiter's transit indicates opportunities in property, home-based businesses, while Pluto in Aquarius is really transforming your spiritual way of looking at money and hidden matters too. Joint finances with eclipses, and that's 2024 for Pisces.
Wow.
Which brings me to your offer, everyone. I want to share something that I've discovered in the process with financial astrology. You see, people, they think they're safe when they put up walls, when really it just makes them an easy target because they're isolated. We were isolated a few years ago for many reasons, not just the one we were told. And one of the reasons is governments across the world want you using less. They want you spending less. They want you to have less. You know, a lot of people suffer with money or just abundance in general. To really break that pattern once and for all, I realized you need to step out of the box and do something different. With me, I decided financial astrology would be my edge so that I could plan my finances in my life with certainty because I knew generally where things were headed. If I can't trust the mainstream media, you realize how different would it be if the same thing started looking now, if it never really did, and you can finally just buy in with complete trust, let go of the past, and open up with resonates with you for your future. Because when you really look at it, everyone invests in solutions of one kind or another. Some people invest in short-term solutions like escapism, and others in long-term solutions, but everyone is doing this all the time. With money, you can look at the average cost of a college degree in student debt. It's like 50K or 75K in some places. And what do some people have to show for it? Some people, you know, science, technology, doctors, engineering, medicine, they're doing well, but a lot are, they just have the debt. And that's considered normal. And you don't want average outcomes with your money. I didn't, right? Especially with inflation being a recurrent issue during this decade, right? So that brings me to this offer on the screen here. I generally have a tight schedule. My consultations are not the cheapest, but I really have this urge to share proprietary private information because it's fun to share secrets. I love seeing people who think like me making money during these times, because the game during this decade is really stacked against the average person, because that's how government kind of needs it for their little war efforts. And so if someone you cared about had the chance to push a button and instantly have a list that could make you 5x, 10x, 20x your money and definitely save you years of struggle, every sane person would say, go for it, just go for it. So that's why I'm offering this. Again, it's not for everybody. I'm not teaching you how to invest with this. If you don't know how to use this information, it's not going to be for you. But if you guys are interested from me, you can put that in the comments. I don't really know if that's what people want in terms of like learning how to invest, but this is for people who you have a 401k, you have a financial advisor, or you do your own investing. You can take this product, you can take the list of what I'm going to give you, and you can take that to them. So what is this? You're going to get sectors here. I don't know if you can see my cursor. All right. Whether it's commodity, tech, education, travel, all these different sectors. I'm giving you the ones that I'm looking at that are going to be profitable. And then from there, actual stock picks in the market, like the actual ones. And I'm going to tell you why I've picked those sectors and stocks in a video, breaking down an entire thesis where it's in my style. So that means you're going to get both the real world specifics, right? Which that's worth its weight in itself. And you can get that from others, but not only will you get that, and you'll get the financial astrology from my decision making. You'll get that on video, and you'll even get some tips and tricks on how to use that, right? Like, should you be buying or selling when the moon is in your 8th? We'll talk about that, right? So that'll get covered. And, you know, just because my heart goes out to those who've wanted a consultation, and whether because of scheduling, time, finance, whatever, they couldn't get it. Lada and I are actually going to cut the price you saw in half for a couple of weeks. So that's there for you guys. And that's today's presentation. So look, won't be up for long. It's time sensitive info. And if it's for you, you know what to do. And of course, let me put this back up here just so you guys know where to go. You can go to AstroLada.com and get that there. You can find me in all these other places as well. Happy holidays and take care, everyone. Be well, one love, and peace to you.
Thank you so much, Sam. You talked the storm, so much in-depth information. I loved how you broke it down for each sign. I looked forward to my signs as well, and I took a lot of advice from there. Again, thank you for your offerings that you're offering, your personal readings as well at half a price. I'm putting links below for anyone interested, and Sama's newsletter as well, which my husband also wants. So he really likes your way of knowledge, because he says we have similar thinking together.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him. Cool.
Thank
Well,
you
take
so
care, everyone. Thank you, Lada. Be well.
much, and have a great 2024.